Good afternoon, San Antonio. Welcome to the Happy Handyman Show. I'm Trudy Chook, broadcasting live for Johnny Chook's Home and Hardware. Let me tell you where we're located. We're at 2361 Northwest Military Highway, which is about 2 miles north of Loop 410, right past the light at Lock Hill, Selma. The phone number here, in case you have a question while I'm on the air, is 210-341-1573, and the store's going to be open till 6:30 today for your convenience. Tomorrow 11 to 5. So everything that I talk about today usually will stay out on the radio table, so in case you miss a little piece while you're out and about, well, then you can come look at the radio table and say, okay, that's what she was talking about. Because sometimes you just hear little bits and pieces, and so I want to make it very clear. Also, if you want to, you can stream it live on Facebook at the same time. We also have it out on YouTube, on our YouTube channel, which is Johnny Chook's Home and Hardware, and also on our website, which is happyhandyman.com. So if you're wondering, why do we have all these different names? It's because we were not that organized when it came time to do that. And so you can, I mean, if you Google Johnny Chooks, you can usually find it all. So let me tell you, this weekend, it's the very tail end of Fragrance Weekend, which means everything that's fragrance inside the store, from Tyler to Lamborghini to Caldrea to anything like that, anything that has to do with fragrance, Lalia, which is brand new for us, it's all on sale, and it's either a gift or a discount. So if you want to, come on in. It's to the end of today, and there's also free gift. Also, the apparel that we have, the summer apparel that's left over, we're getting ready to get a big drop in on apparel for fall, but I promise you, it's not sweaters, it's not all long sleeve. I mean, our kind of fall is just darker colors and maybe a little shorter sleeve. So, and we'll have all that for you. It's going to be fun, it's going to be exciting, it's really pretty stuff. Next month, we really start heating up around here. Ladies event starts November the 21st through the 23rd, which is just a Thursday, Friday, Saturday before Thanksgiving. And if you've never been a part of that, let me tell you, everything in the gift shop that is Christmas will be half off between 3 and 6 on those 3 days. Half off. And then everything else in the gift shop is 20% off. So this is a great time to buy gift and get it all over with before December hits, right? And then on Thanksgiving weekend, the Friday after Thanksgiving, which Thanksgiving is really late this year. So our stocking stuffer weekend is starts the 29th. And that's when we will have and we have more this year than we have ever had. A small gift that's great for stocking stuffers, or just a small gift for somebody you just want to say thank you to, and that you appreciate all they've done for you, and just really cute stuff. And we're going to have like 20 different items. So that's twice as much than we've ever had before. Now, also, this year, since we're 80 years in business, okay, we are tying in the hardware store with it too. If you're familiar with us, you'll know that the first 2,500 square feet is all dedicated to gift, and then once you get past aisle 2, it's all serious stuff when it comes to hardware. And so we are going to have a Black Friday in the hardware store. We have never done that before, ever. But since it's our 80th year in business, why not? Okay, let's just throw caution to the wind and start celebrating. So that's what's going to be going on next month. Now, okay, let's talk about the elephant in the room, okay? Many of you have come to me this week and they have sadness in their eyes and they go, are you gonna close? And I went, not that I know of. And they said, well, they said that Ace has filed bankruptcy. No, and we're not even Ace. Ace did not file bankruptcy. Okay, so let's clear this up. True Value did file bankruptcy. And hi, Chrissy, and hi, Anthony. Welcome to the show. True Value filed bankruptcy. Does that affect their stores? Not in any way at all. It's just their corporate office that has filed bankruptcy. So that means there will not be a corporate True Value any longer. They, as most of you know, they have been struggling for many years. And so they finally decided last Sunday night to pull the plug and file bankruptcy. But good news. Do It Best, which is my warehouse, that's where Johnny Chick's Home and Hardware, a Do It Best dealer, that's who we buy from. Think of it this way, okay? Like when you go to Costco, you're a Costco member. You buy from their warehouse. Johnny Chick's Home and Hardware, our warehouse is Do It Best. That's the easiest way to think of it, okay? We don't buy from anybody else except the stuff that I buy for the gift shop, and then when I go to the National Hardware Show, everything we buy is through Do It Best warehouse. Well, Do It Best has put the winning bid in for True Value. So what that will do for True Value stores is give them a warehouse to buy out of. It will do a lot for them and us too, because now we have more buying power. And the more buying power you have, the lower the price. And it's just that simple. And I am hoping that will pull true for this next year. That will allow us to be able to have people that we buy from on a weekly schedule, like Rust-Oleum and 3M and plumbing, and that with these extra buying power, we will see a difference in price. And that would be wonderful, wouldn't it? Yeah. So, all I'm telling you, there are not any True Values in San Antonio. Okay, there's not. There was one and he closed down about 6 months ago. But there are some True Value that are out from San Antonio. The only one thing I think of right now is at Lake Hills. And so, you know, just keep going to them, show them some love, show them that you're gonna, you know, hang in there for them and that you're gonna keep buying from them. Because they're a small hardware store just like me. And we depend on people like you to keep us in business. So, anyway, all right, so enough of that. So now you know, okay, and that was the news. Last week, we talked about a new product that I completely forgotten that I wrote about and bought. And it's called Gription Tape, okay, Gription Tape. And Gription Tape is a abrasive gripping tape. So wherever you put it down, it grips there. So whatever you put on it. So let's say I can't show you my phone, but let's pretend this bottle of glue is my phone. And I could put some Gription tape on the back of it, place it on my car, like on top of where I, like the, on the seat or on the, oh well, I forget, up on top, and I don't want it to slide. And then it wouldn't with Gription tape on the back of it. I also like it for drawers, like if you have your silverware in there, and the deal that you have your silverware in, the caddy will slide every time that you close the drawer. If you put Gription tape on it, it won't slide. It stays where you want it. Well, they came out with a fluorescent one. I thought, that is too cool. We have to have that. So we have fluorescent gription tape. And what I immediately thought of this for is because I had a customer that came in and they wanted something to put on their deck steps because they said when they water and their deck gets wet, that those steps become slippery, or when they turn on their sprinkler system. And then at night, they said sometimes they miss that step, they don't see it. Well, if you will put a fluorescent gription tape on that step, you'll see it at night and it won't be slippery when you water. Now I thought of another way. So say we lose power and it's at nighttime and you're going for your flashlight. If you wrap it in gription fluorescent tape, it would be very easy to find. Okay, so that's just another answer for using gription tape. Just come by and take a look at it. It's on aisle 19. All right, so last week I had a problem. I turned on my disposal and it was like Mount Vesuvius in my disposal. Water went everywhere. I shut up at least 1.5 feet. And I'm like going, what happened? Because I don't put that much stuff down my disposal. But you know what I do put down my disposal? Boiled eggshells. And don't do that because they do not crumble them small enough to go down the drain. So, since sometimes I think I know everything, I loosened up where the tailpiece comes in to, those of you that are watching on Facebook, I'm going to show you what I was looking at. The tailpiece that is smooth and it locks into the sink, which has a drain, okay, and I unloosened it and I let, hi Cindy, yes, I'm doing good, yes. And I let it drain and I thought, okay, that's it. I couldn't understand why it was even clogged because nothing really came out of it. Put it back together, turned my disposal on, and then the same thing happened again. I had Mount Vesuvius over in my disposal, plus the disposal wouldn't drain. So let me tell you what the problem was. And I argued with my plumber that works here. I don't know why. I told him, no, it can't be that. And he's so nice. He says, yeah, Trudy, I think it is. But he let me figure it out by myself. In the part that goes into the sink, it is just not a clear open spot like the tailpiece is, okay? And if I'm saying on the wrong words, y'all understand, I'm not a plumber, I'm just a hardware store person. There is a baffle in it, which keeps the water coming from the disposal from going into and up in the sink, right? So it makes the water go down to go out. Well, I had a clog about the size of a half of a cotton ball. I mean, it was small, but that small, and it was eggshells, okay? So don't put eggshells down there. I'll never put eggshells down again. It was enough to clog up that drain. So I opened it up, removed it out of the baffle side of the PVC pipe, and guess what? All is good in my disposal again. So if that ever happens to you, I'm telling you, undo it, look on the baffle side of the drain, just clear it out. I'm warning you right now, it will smell, and that will be the end of it. It is super simple. You can do it yourself. This PVC pipe goes right back together. It's not hard at all. All right, so, okay, we had a question, and I want to get to it before I forget about it. The lady that was doing the box, she had a cigar box, and she did Wise Out paint all on the outside of it. She did a decal. It looked really good. And then now she wants to add leather to the bottom of it so it doesn't scratch her furniture. And her question to me is, what kind of glue should I use to apply my leather? So we talked about it, and she really had you have got 3 answers. Type Bond 3 will work just fine. It's a really good, usually Type Bond is like wood glue, but it would work fine for her leather, okay? Even amazing goop will work well for that, okay? Goop is just a really good multi-purpose, a lot of crafters, you see it in crafters, and when a lot of people say, well, crafting, they don't take it seriously, but goop is a really good adhesive, okay? It's permanent, but yet it would give her time to move that leather around a little bit. Or then she could go real old school and do rubber cement. So those are your answers on that question. I hope that helps you, and that then your cigar case is done. All right, now we're going to talk about something that people have come in this week from me, and I'm going to explain it, I hope, easily. I'm not a garden person. That's not where I have my talent. So when I have questions about gardening and about outside in the yard and things like that, I just have to go to the professionals, and what they tell me, I go with. So I call Shades of Green because I like him, and he never steers me wrong. And I said, hey, my customers are coming in this week and they're asking for winterizer. And he immediately says, we don't need winterizer. Well, I know that. We don't, okay? I know you get a lot of advertising and it says, now's the time to put down winterizer. But here in San Antonio, we don't need that. And remember, winterizer is a synthetic. And what do we say about synthetics? They are like 911, okay? It's emergency call. It will fix whatever is wrong short term in your yard. Short term. There's no long term to this. So what you want to do, instead of looking for a winterizer at your big box stores, and they're all going to have it, and they're not going to tell you it's not the right thing, okay? So I'm telling you, Shades of Green is telling you, and probably every other nursery in town is going to tell you, it's not what you need. What you need to continue to do is the wonderful fertilizers that are organic. And just continue doing that in your yard. Like we carry Medina, like the growing green, okay? It is like a dry pellet that you put out in the yard and then water it in. And you don't have to water it in because it will burn. You water it in because it doesn't do anything until you water it in, okay? And I'm going to tell you right now, we're all out, okay? But by Tuesday, Wednesday, we will be back up and totally stocked, okay? And Medina also makes like has to grow lawn and has to grow plant. You cannot go wrong when you pick a Medina product, okay? You already know it's all organic, and you just can't go wrong with that. And then you also want to put down compost, okay? That helps keep the yard, the soil in good condition, because you don't want it, it's going to dry out. I mean, I don't see any wet weather coming up until probably December, maybe. And so keep watering your yard. I know we're stage 3, but you can still water 1 day a week, okay? And you can still hand water whenever you want to. And if you have some bare spots, the best thing to do is put down a winter rye. And the only reason you want to do that, because the grass is going to look way different than your St. Augustine. Hi Karen, how are you? Welcome to the show. It's going to look way different from your St. Augustine, but what it will do is it will stabilize those bare areas and give you grass there until it starts getting hot, and then it'll die out. but it'll give it a chance for your St. Augustine to take over that and keep the soil there where it needs to be. So just remember this. You don't need a winterizer here in San Antonio. Winterizers are made for their idea is to store food for spring growth, okay? But if you just keep using what you've been using, which is organic Medina products, you're gonna be just fine. All right, now I wanted to say, okay, next week I'm gonna talk to you more about what you need to do to get your soil in good shape, okay? All right, so, what time is it? Oh yeah, I still have time. Okay, if you didn't hear, okay, the color of the year with Ben Moore is called Cinnamon Slate. Now, if you're looking at it on Facebook, it probably looks like really purple. And they've done colors like that before, but I think by the time that it gets on the wall, that it will have a lot of gray tone to it. It's a deep, moody color, and so what I was thinking is it would make a great accent furniture piece. And so I wanted to remind everybody that we have like Redesigned by Prima transfers and decoupage fiber, and so it makes redoing a piece of furniture so easy, and your piece will look, you know, like no one else's. And we're going to be doing another make and take next month in November, and so if you haven't signed up for it, in fact, if you're not part of our email, next time you come in, sign up for it. It's a great thing. You'll get one email a month, maybe two at the most. And on each email, it'll explain to you what our specials are for the month in the hardware store and in the gift shop. The gift shop will come with a 20% off coupon just attached to it. You don't have to print it out. You just have to show us on your phone that you got it. And you can use it on anything in the gift shop. So that means things that I can't put on sale, you can still use your coupon, because most of the time they won't let me put like Consuela on sale or anything like that. And so you can use your coupon for that. And then if on that same email, there will be a $10 coupon for the hardware section. So it's just a real nice thing to sign up for. You won't get bombarded with email, I promise. All right, now one more thing, because I've had a lot of questions about this week, is people say they have nicks on their white ceramic sink and in their bathtub, and they want to know how to take care of it. But some people have worn large spots off of their enamel. I don't know how y'all do that, but sometimes I see that it happens. And then those old farmhouse sinks, you can find them and they don't look in very good shape. But that's not saying you can't make them look good. And the way you do it is using Homax Tough as Tile. It's a spray that gives you a high gloss finish, just like the porcelain looks. And I know this for a fact because I had a friend of mine that used to live in the neighborhood, and he was a painter. His name was Dean. And he called me one day and he said, would you like to see me transform this farmhouse sink? I'm going to be using your product, Homax Tough as Tile. And I went, really? He says, I'll let you record it. And so I went over there, and his first step was to really clean it, more than just with crud cutter. He used some denatured alcohol, I think, and he made sure that he sanded it real good. And then he sprayed it, and he put on, I think, about 2 coats of this Tough as Tile. It was amazing, absolutely amazing. So If you've got some nicks or something like that, or you've got places where it has worn off, either down by the faucet or down by the drain, and you want to make it look good, take a look at the Homax Tough As Tile. It's, you know, we had a hard time getting it for a long time, but now we're able to get it into stock, and you can do it. And it's not hard, I promise you can do it. Just remember, light coats, and do more than one coat. Don't try to do one thick coat and say, I'm done. No, do several light coats so it looks good and it blends in, okay? All right, now, let me mention one more thing. If you have a septic system, because I've had some people ask me about that this week, there's one thing that I would recommend you use all the time, and that's One Flush. One Flush has got billions of more enzymes in it that will keep your septic system running smoothly, and it's very inexpensive. Okay. All right, let me tell you where we're located. We're at 2361 Northwest Military Highway. The phone number here is 210-341-1573, and that's it for this week, folks. It's time for you to roll up your sleeves and get busy on some of these projects we've been talking about. But by all means, you remember one thing: it will always be a great day to paint. See you next week.